Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. So this is our second class with the Yang 13 form. We're going to learn wave hands like clouds today. So this is a really great movement. This is like our first real movement. We have the opening and closing, but that's also a Qigong exercise. So we're really going to get into it today. We're always going to spend the first few minutes warming up. Then we're going to get into like water's wave, that great Qigong exercise that is the opening and closing of our form. Then I'm going to turn around and face the other direction so that we get used to practicing in that way. And then we're going to learn wave hands like clouds, breaking down waist turning in a chair, arm circling, and footwork, and then bringing it all together. So look down at your feet, make sure they're perfectly straight. Okay, this is how we start every session. Knees in line, waist relaxed, soft bend through the knees. We're going to let those shoulders hang down and our head lift up. We're just going to start with some gentle turning. Let the arms swing. The hands can strike the belly, the lower back. Feel that the movement is coming from your waist. So if you speed up or slow down, the rate of the arms is affected. Let the head follow the torso direction and try to be aware of the space in the legs so we're not closing that. We're keeping the hips facing forward and the movement is coming from our spine. Okay, nice deep breaths all the way down through the belly again. And let's start to slowly ease off. So don't turn as far, just back and forth. Slower and slower until we come back to center. Okay. Find that neutral position. You feel all four corners of your feet connected, right? Big toe, little toe, both sides of the heel, feeling nice and centered. And let's move into the shoulder. So we're going to go back, up, forward, and down. Nice big circles. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Now you could do a lot of arm movement. You could do big arm circles. Or you could keep it small and you could even alternate, okay? So whatever feels good, just find the movement for your body, okay? This is just a way to warm up our joints. We're going to be using our shoulders and our elbows a lot today with our arm rotations. So let's get a few more big circles in here. And then let's go the other direction. So this time we're going to think about pulling the shoulder blades apart. Can you find space where you're separating them from your spine? Same options. Get those large arm circles if you like, or alternate. A little bit more movement there. But tune into your breath again. Are you breathing down to your belly? Our breath is going to tell us if we're pushing ourselves too hard. A few minutes a day of breath work is going to change your whole life. So let's start right now and continue it throughout our entire practice. Let's go the other direction a few times. So squeezing the shoulder blades together, open up through the chest. One more big circle. And then throw them down. Let them find neutral. So just bring them up to your ears, toss them down. Okay. Now that we're nice and relaxed in the upper body, let's work on those hips a little bit. You could have the hands on the hips or the thighs, or just let them swing. But find a big circle. So find a little bit of a stretch as you push all the way around. And notice how the weight is changing in your feet. So right now we're starting to become more aware of that weight transfer. Let's do a couple more circles this way. And then we're going to go the other direction. So just circling the other way. You can make as large or as small of a circle as you like. Just follow your own body. How's your breath? Smooth, even, and continuous all the way down to the belly. Filling your body with new energy and oxygen. Helping us feel our best. Okay, let's do a couple more circles this way. Last one, we'll go all the way around. We'll even it out. And then we'll bring our knees and ankles together. Bend down a little bit. Hands come to the knees. Tuck your tailbone. Have that length through your spine. Relax your head. And then do little knee circles. So just warming up through the knees and ankles. Again, we can be aware of the weight in our feet. So as you circle, do you feel the weight kind of transfer from the ball to the heel, from the inside and the outside of the foot? And let's go the other direction. And then come up. Okay, shake them out. Okay, now let's work on like water's wave. So feet shoulders width apart, getting into that Qigong. Make sure energy can flow, everything stacked, right? Lifting through the crown of your head, little piece of fruit under your arms. Remember, even the palms are energized. So little gaps through the fingers, they brush the sides of your thighs. And we're going to rotate those palms back and then inhale and lift up to shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Then we're going to exhale and press the upper arms, forearms, and palms down in front of your hips. Now including the legs. Inhale up. Exhale, sink down. Keep those knees in line with your toe direction. And then push up. You're fully standing when the arms are at shoulder height. And then you stop sinking when the hands are at the hips. How low you go is up to you. So keep the alignment first and foremost. Staying where you are, I'm going to turn. Remember, keep that tailbone tucked. Let the shoulders relax down the whole time. And the whole body is connected. Everything arriving at the top and everything arriving at the bottom together. Use this time to calm the mind, settling down. Remembering if we had a bunch of people in the same room, everyone's form would look a little bit different. We'd all be sinking to a different height. Our breath is all at a different rate. So we want to make sure to listen to that, connecting mind, body, and breath. Let's do a few more. Really following your own breath. Last 2 rounds. Might be feeling those legs already. We'll do one more. Full wave pressing down. And then we're going to return to the original position. Fingertips brush the side. Little bit of space under the arms. Knees slightly bent. Head lifting up. Awesome. All right, so now that we have the energy flowing a little bit, we're going to practice the opening. So I'm going to turn and face the other direction, and then we're all going to move together. Okay, so we start with our feet together. We run through our checklist. Knees are soft, waist is relaxed, head lifting up, shoulders down, and armpits open. Then we're going to shift our weight to the right a little bit. We're going to lift up that heel and then the toes, and we're going to step to the left. Toes, ball, heel. Now we're going to inhale, lift those arms up again, shoulder height, shoulder width. And then we're going to exhale, upper arms, forearms, and palms sinking down to the hips. Okay, now we're going to do it again. So we're just going to keep repeating. Feet together, nice and straight. Run through your quick checklist, mostly head lifting up, waist relaxed, fingertips on the side. Okay, shifting to the right a little bit, lift the left heel. Ball and then toes, step, toe, ball, heel. Centered. Now inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Okay, release your palms. Look down at your feet. How'd you do? Are they shoulders width apart? Are they straight? Yes. Okay, sometimes when we change to step out, that can kind of change how our feet are straight or not. So you're doing great. Let's do it one more time. Then we're going to grab our chairs. So feet together, arms to the side. We're going to lift, left foot comes up, and we step. We settle in, and then we do opening, rotating those arms, lifting up, shoulder height, shoulder width. Upper arms go down, forearms, and then palms. Come and sit in front of the hips. Still have a little bit of space under your arms. All right, nice. Okay, now we're going to work on wave hands like clouds. But I want to break it down into 3 sections. So first, I want to start with how we turn our waist. Then we're going to work on some arm circles in a fixed step, so just standing here in this neutral position. And then we're going to work on footwork so we can combine it all together. Grab your chair. Okay, so when we sit in our chairs, we want to sit comfortably, finding our sit bones. So maybe you move the thighs. Make sure that your feet are grounded. So just like when you're standing, you have all 4 corners of your feet on the ground. We're going to bring our arms up into what we call as a hug-a-tree position. So imagine you've got your arms around the biggest tree that you can find, okay? Shoulders and elbows hang down. Now, if at any point your arms start to feel tension from holding them up, feel free to drop them even lower, okay? The goal right now is to open up through the whole body. So we're sitting up nice and tall, just as if we were standing, and we want to think about separating the shoulder blades and pulling them apart just a little bit. Bring those gaps through your fingers. That great palm shape, elbows and shoulders drop down. Okay, we're going to imagine we're in our own little square box. You're going to move from the corner of your box back to the center and then to the other corner. Now, when we first start practicing, that corner might not be 45 degrees. It might be a smaller movement. The goal right now is to feel that your hips are fixed to your chair and the movement is coming from your spine, or what we call the waist. So this is that middle lower back area, and we're just learning how we can move the torso with having the hips fixed. This is going to come into play in our practice. That's not to say that our waist and our hips don't move at the same time sometimes, but we want to be able to keep this turning with our hips facing forward for wave hands like clouds. Okay, so at any point, if you're starting to feel kind of tension through the shoulders, just drop those arms down a little bit and just focus on this turning. The other option, bring your palms facing down and just feel like you're playing through water. This might feel really good, okay? Maybe you have tension through the upper body and you want to move those arms a little bit more. But I want your focus to be on your spine movement. So can you feel that turning? Let your head follow. So you keep going from side to side. We're going to do a couple more rounds. So we're really warming up our spine here. But this is so important for our practice. Now I want you to check. How's your breathing? If you're pushing too far, your breathing might become short. So despite us turning and bringing that movement through our spine in new ways, we want to have a smooth, even, continuous breath. Let's do one more round. We'll do both sides, coming back and forth, and then we'll return to center. And then throw the arms down. Release the shoulders. Throw any tension out that you're holding in the arms, okay? Just a quick little chair session today, and we're just going to move those to the side because now we're going to see how this works in our parallel stance or our neutral position. Okay, so feet shoulders width apart. Neutral stance, parallel stance is what we call it. Knees are soft, waist relaxed. Okay, arms come up. Can you create the same feeling that you had in that chair while you're standing? Nice deep breaths. Remember, never pushing too far. We're just finding that connection to our turning of our spine so we can gain more movement and more mobility. Feeling pretty good? All right, let's do one more complete round. Come back to center. Throw the arms down. Okay, maybe you want to draw those shoulders up and do a little shake. Just release any tension that you're feeling through that upper body. Okay, maybe it's turning. Okay, maybe you just want to let the arms swing for a second. And you want to use that turning that we just did. And then we'll just slowly ease off. Okay, so that waist turning is a big part of wave hands like clouds. So now I'm going to mirror you, okay? We're just going to talk about the wave hands like clouds circles. In the 13 form, we only do it once. And by doing it once, we do it once on both sides, okay? In the traditional long form, we do it 3 times. In any form, we can do it any number of odd times that we want to, because every time we're going to come back to a movement called single whip. So that'll be in the next session. But right now, we're just going to work on the arm circles. So if you bring your right arm up, we want to do what we call as a ward off position. Now, I know many people are not here for martial arts. Knowing the meaning helps us understand why our body's moving in the way that it's moving. So we're going to talk about that for 1 second. This is a connecting up, okay? We want to imagine we're using this part of our forearm. So it's very important when we're doing this movement that we have space between our arm and our body, okay? We want to be out here, okay? This is a big part of having our large frame. So wave hands like clouds is about using this point here, and we're going to rotate the whole arm together, okay? So when you do this movement, it's not just going to be a wrist turn, okay? Think, can you slowly rotate the whole arm till the palm sits up? Now just let those fingers point down, keep a big gap under your arm, and then come back. Okay, so we think connect, turn, rotate, and this is actually showing grabbing. Now, do we ever close the palm? No. Remember, great palm shape. Fingers are going to come down, come up, turn, and bring it to the side. Now, if we include waist, like we just were, we're going to be front, and then we're going to turn. Do you see it? So what's going to happen? Stay where you are. I'm going to show you. If I just use my arm, the arm's going to go here. It's only going to go to the corner direction. Remember, we're always in our own square box. But if I turn my torso, the palm comes to straight. And then I come back. So it's about turning from the waist. That is going to lead our arm movements. Remember, Tai Chi is not just about one thing moving. It's everything moving together. So legs, waist, and arms. Let's do a few more rounds with this arm. You're really finding that circle. Keep that armpit open. Think connect, rotate. We're showing grabbing, and then we're coming back. Okay, let's do one more this side. Okay, come down. All right, let's do the left arm. So again, connect. Something to note, watch your wrist angle. We want to try and keep everything in alignment. So when we rotate, everything is going to rotate together. Okay, so we're never turning the wrist. Okay, from here, you have a nice gap, right? Let's rotate and then bring it to the side. Bend, come up, turn. Fingers point down. We come back to center. Connect, turn, and grab. And then drop down, keeping that space in your arm. So Yang style is a large frame. So we want to take up a lot of space. We don't want to have everything really close. Okay? Make it big. Use your waist turning that we just learned. So we're connecting that with our basic arm circle. So this should start feeling pretty good. Like, okay, we're getting this, right? We can do one arm. We can turn our waist together. You know where it's going to get interesting? Where we have to do both arms at the same time. This is where we're going to challenge our brain. One of the best things about Tai Chi is that there's nothing else going on upstairs while we're practicing because there's so many details to what we're doing. Okay, so let's come back one more time and then come down. Okay, so now let's see, can we do it together? So, well, we'll start like this. This was where we were, okay? We'll start with our left arm in what we call ward off, and we're going to bring our right arm out to the side. Okay, so now keep making that up circle, but let the right arm go down. Then keep turning and bring those arms to the side. So when we hit the side position, fingertips are going to point to the center of the forearm like this. Okay, palm's going to be sitting or seated, and then we're going to turn back. So when we hit in center, both arms are in center. And then when we come and we turn to the corner, the arms are to the side. One thing to notice, we don't cross the line of sight. So we're not going to come up really high. Keep the shoulders and the elbows hanging down. Slow it down quite a bit so we can inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So slow it down. The slower we practice, the better. Okay? The more time we have to think about the details, to focus on the alignment of our body, to relax, to really enjoy the movement. Beautiful. Let's do a few more rounds. Now that we're really starting to feel the flow, this is a great exercise to do to just become in touch with the body, to start to feel the energy flowing, to find these beautiful circles, and to connect with your breath. So again, we could all be in one room, but everyone moves at a different pace. When a group practices a form together, we all try to stay in sync. So we all try to move at the same pace, but maybe we kind of switch when we're just practicing over video. Okay, relax, throw those arms out. Okay, so where is all of this going? We're going to include our Tai Chi walking to the side that we did from our last session with this arm circle. So just watch. I'm going to show you from facing you. This is not mirrored right now. And then I'm going to turn and go the other direction just so you can see what it's going to look like when we practice together. So we did opening. Okay. We're going to drop that right arm. We're going to sink down and we're going to turn. And we're going to do number 1. And then we're going to step and we're going to do number 2. Then we're going to step and we're going to do number 3, but this time we're going to make a hook. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So one more time, okay? Just to show you. Hands are at the hips. We're going to drop those right fingers. We're going to sink down and we're going to start turning and we step. And we turn. And then when we step in, we're going to go to the corner direction, but we're going to complete the circles and then we're going to prepare for our next movement. Okay? So this is what it's going to look like. When we practice together, you're not going to be able to see as much of the arm circles until we get to the side. And then we're going to stop here at single whip. Okay? So let's talk about the transition. I'm going to do my best to mirror. So hands are at the hips. We did opening. The palms are sitting on the table. You're going to drop the right fingers down. That right arm is going to come up and it's going to turn. You're going to drop the left fingers and you're going to turn to your right side. Then you're going to turn to your left side, just like we were doing. Then we're going to do one more. We're going to turn, except this time, you're going to drop your wrist, drop the fingers, let your wrist come up, I should say. Bring all 5 fingers together for a hook hand, okay? So let's talk about our hook hand before we continue on. Bend your wrist as much as possible. Maybe that's only here. The big thing is all fingers come together. So all 5 fingers touch. I don't want to see this, and I don't want to see this. Okay? Extend your arm out long. Take up space, right? Large frame. So the meaning, if this helps, is using this part right here, striking to this soft part underneath someone's chin. Okay, so it's going to be your chin height. This is your kind of understanding for where we are in 3-dimensional space. So make sure we have that bend. We're extended long and all 5 fingers touch, not kind of crumbled like this. Lengthen through them and just bring them together as much as possible. Okay? Beautiful. So let's do it a few times. Then we're going to talk about the footwork. So palms are in front. Again, I'm still mirroring you. You're going to drop that right arm. You're going to bring it up, and those left fingers are going to point down. Then you're going to turn. Then you're going to come back to center. You're going to keep turning to the left side. Last one. You're going to turn. And then at the last second, you're going to make your hook. And you still have that ward off left arm. Okay, great. Now, palms go down. Let's do it again. Okay, fingers point down. Bring that arm up. Left fingers go down. Turn. Wave hands like clouds. Rotate. Head or gaze is following that top arm. So follow that right arm. We're looking where that hook is going to be made. Yes. Okay. You ready for the footwork? I'm going to turn and face the other direction for just a second. So remember, our footwork is just starting from our parallel stance. Okay? The first thing we're going to do is sink down. We're going to shift to the right. And we're going to step on that plank. Step out to the left. Now, as you move across, don't go up and down. Move across. And then we're going to step shoulders width, but to the corner direction. So 45 degrees. If you look down at your feet, they should be pigeon-toed. Then you're going to relax that left foot. Okay? So I'm going to do my best to, again, mirror you. Okay? We're in our parallel stance. We did our arms. We're sitting in front of the hips. You're going to sink and shift to your right. You're going to pick up that heel. That's what comes off first, right? Then we step wider. Toe, ball, heel. Then we're going to shift across. Okay, all the weight's going to be in that left leg. Now, when you pick up, instead of stepping to shoulder width, bring that foot shoulder width but a little bit ahead. And it should be 45 degrees. So you're in your own little box. This foot is straight. This would be perpendicular, 45 degrees. Then shift your weight to the right leg and relax the left foot on the ball. So now all the weight is in your right leg. So then we're going to be able to step out for the next movement. Okay? Let's do it again. Shoulders width. Okay? We're going to sink a little bit and start shifting that weight to the right. Step, toe, ball, heel. Don't stand up, just level move across. Pick up that heel. Step shoulders width but to the corner. And then shift your weight to the right as you relax on that ball. So you're just touching with the ball of the foot. Feeling okay? All right, so you can get used to it. I'm going to turn and go the other direction again. Okay, so from shoulders width, standing, we start sinking, we shift to the right, and we step wider. Stepping on that plank, we shift across, and then we step in, and we relax on that ball. So, how much weight is on this? 15-20%. Most of the weight should be in your right leg there. Okay? One more time. Shoulders width, 50-50. Sink, start shifting to the right. Step wider, move across. Then corner direction, and then relax on the ball of that left foot. Check, waist relaxed, knees in line with the toe direction. This is a big one. When you're sinking down, is your knee still in line with your toes? Very, very, very important, okay? This is what's going to heal your body and build strength in new ways, okay? So let's try to put it together. First, I'll mirror you. Then we're going to practice all facing the same direction. So hands are in front. They're sitting on a table. It should quite literally feel like you're just pushing your palms on a table. Still have that little bit of space under your arms, okay? We're going to drop that right arm. It's going to start coming up as we shift. You're going to shift that weight and turn. Once your arms reach this side position, that's when you're going to step. Then when you're in the middle, the arms should be in the middle. Then when all the weight's to the left, the arms are to the left. Then we're going to step in. And then when the weight is all in the right leg, you've made your hook and you've relaxed your left foot. Now something to note, that hook hand should be to the rear corner direction. So again, I have straight towards the camera. I have straight to this side wall. I want to be 45 degrees in between, okay? So not here, especially not back here. Let your chest relax inward. Okay, let's do it again. Hands in front of the hips. Okay, right fingers will point down. We're going to start sinking, and then we're going to shift to the right. Arms come to the right. Step. Come to the center. Keep turning. Stepping. Corner direction. Okay, keep going. Last one. Make your hook. Okay, ready? I'm going to turn and face so that we're all going the same direction. Hands in front of the hips. Okay, right arm's going to point down. You're going to sink. Turn to the right side. Step. Hit center. Keep turning. Step to the corner. Make your hook. Relax your left foot. Is all the weight in your right leg, knees in line. We're looking at our hook. And then just for a preview, it would be single whip. Okay? So, remember, every piece of footwork counts. Okay? Every step you make is important because it's setting you up for your next movement. Let's practice. We're going to do everything though. Okay? We're going to start with our feet together. We're going to separate, do opening, and then into wave hands like clouds. Feet together. Separate, lift that left foot, step, shoulder width. Rotate, inhale, arms come up. Exhale, upper arms, forearms, and palms sink down. Okay, right fingers are going to point down. Sink. Start turning to the right. Step wide. Hit that center point. Come across. Then step to the corner. Make your hook. Relax your left foot. Okay, let's do it a few times. Feet together. Check, waist relaxed, knees bent, head lifting up and shoulders down. Okay, shift to the right a little, pick up that left foot. Touch back down. Inhale up. Settling or calming down the mind. Hands in front of the hips. Okay, right arm's gonna turn. Make those two circles, go to the right, step. Shifting to the left. Step to the corner. Make a hook. Relax your left foot. Check. Is your hook to the corner? Not too wide, not straight. Open to the corner, chin level. You're looking towards that. Now drop the arms, look at your knees. Are they over your toes? If they were, you're doing great. Yes. This is what's so hard, okay? We want to make sure we have proper alignment. We want Tai Chi to heal our bodies. That's why we're here. A lot of the balance work comes from our footwork, so let's make sure to focus on it. 2 more times. We're going to practice, taking it nice and slow, feet together, and then we'll close this session. So this is prepare. Then we have opening. So we shift a little bit and we step. We settle in. Opening, we rotate and lift. Shoulder height, shoulder width. Upper arms, forearms, palms sink down. Wave, hands like clouds. Right fingers are going to drop. You're just going to sink and shift to the right. Step. Circling. Turning from your waist. Step shoulders width. Make your hook. Relax your left foot. Okay, one more time. This is how we start to remember the sequence. Okay, shift, lift, touch. Rotate as you inhale and lift up. Exhale and sink down. Keep those long breaths going. Inhale. Exhale to the side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the side. Inhale. Exhale, make a hook. All right. Great work today. Really should be feeling a little bit more confident in wave hands like clouds. Remember, next week we're going to have a shorter movement because we've already learned half of it. So we're going to have lots of practice on wave hands like clouds, and then we're going to dig deep into single whip. Thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure having you.